It's official. Hello and welcome back to the Metamystic Show. I'm actually going to keep that out because that's what we're talking about. Welcome back. Two of Cups. For some of you, I can't even get through my intro because I feel a lot of excitement here. For some of you, this is a person. This is like an engagement, or it's official. Could be like we're dating or we're married. For others, this could be like we're pregnant. But keep an open mind because this is not just a love reading. This is the Lionsgate portal. That's what we're reading on today. 8-8. I got the 8 if you could see that. Now I'm Virgoing out. Great. So this message, I don't know if it's just because it's Mercury retrograde or what at the time that I'm filming this, but my God, it's like this message did everything in its power to hide under the couch behind all the hairballs and all the lost coins, but we found the coin. Because for some people here, this is coin. This is like money. It's official. You broke some sort of family lineage curse. Now, it's not that deep for everybody. This could even be some sort of a mindset that you are overcoming, and we're using this Lionsgate portal to leave behind the old way and to move into the new paradigm. It's kind of like a timeline hop, if you want to look at it that way. I mean, the Lionsgate portal is one of the most powerful times of the year, if not the most powerful time to manifest. I would have a list. I would have at least one main big boy to focus on as you're moving through the Lionsgate portal on 8-8. Because you will get it. Now, for some people here, this is coming as a surprise, this manifestation, because it's some sort of relationship here. And for other people, I'm laughing a little bit because I'm seeing the Justice card. So for some of you, this is like a divorce is finalized, or you finally broke up with that person, or they broke up with you and it ends up being a blessing in disguise. Like, no matter what this is here, even if it seems negative on the surface, it will end up being a very positive seed in a much better direction for you and your loved ones, are the words that I'm getting. All right, so here we go. Hello, and welcome back to the Metamystic Show. It's Missy Gordon, the Metamystic here. Today we are reading on the Lionsgate portal. So let's take a look. Something's official. Whether it's love, money, a job for some here. This could be like you're hired. Or you're approved. I'm seeing that as well. I'm seeing like a new house, a new condo, a new apartment, a new car. This could even be like a business loan for some people with the Ace of Pentacles. It's something practical though here, guys. It's something tangible. For some, it's some sort of a position. Like I said, you're hired. Or this is like a love offer here. So let's see. Let's just see what the cards show. We're going to get 3 cards and just see what's what. Hank Hill style. King of the Hill for those who are like, what the hell? All right. Someone could be from Texas. All right. 5 of Swords and the 3 of Wands popping out here. There could be a particular person. Now, keep in mind, this could be also you We talked about mindsets. It could be something about money or something about I don't deserve a long-term partner because the last one's fucked me over. Someone could be a Scorpio here. It doesn't have to be. There's something about like abandonment issues coming up here, guys, that we could be working through attachment style stuff. Like we could be working on becoming secure attachment styles. Like this stuff is very deep with the Lionsgate portal. This is like a cosmic alignment, and I'm seeing it as a chakra alignment as well. So you could also feel things kind of like leaving you. I'm seeing like kind of like a spirit like leaving your body. Not your spirit, but a spirit. I'm seeing the devil card with the chains. I'm seeing there could have been, I'm hearing something about infertility. I don't like to talk on health or anything biological, but I'm hearing something about that. I'm also hearing something about infirmities, which is sicknesses of the body. I'm seeing something about headaches or like pain in the eyes. Somebody might just need glasses, you know what I mean? But it's not that for everybody. It's something about sicknesses, infirmities, can also be mental health stuff. I'm seeing something detaching from you. There was some sort of a negative attachment here, and this is what I'm seeing. Because for some of you, this is an outside person, but I wanted to start with what it could be on the inside of us, because this stuff's ancestral, guys. See, they don't even want me to show it. This stuff is ancestral, so it's not like our fault. It's nobody's fault, really. This shit gets passed down, and then people come under the weight of it, and then we have no choice other than to find some sort of fucking coping mechanism. So, yeah. But for some here, this is an outside person that consistently tries to cut you down as you're growing, or just as the hope is coming in on the horizon, it gets like slashed. I'm seeing that. But I'm seeing this, these look like bamboo to me right now. I'm seeing this guy coming through with a big machete. That's cuticle oil, sorry. I'm trying to freshen up these nails for my new ring. I'm just kidding. I'm not engaged. I'm not getting engaged, all right. So we have well, maybe in the future, but we have the 5 of Swords coming in and cutting down these plants. Cutting this bamboo down, and I'm actually seeing them harvesting it for themselves. So they're not just cutting you down because they like hate you and all that. They're cutting it down so they can take it for themselves. And since they're the King of Pentacles, this could be something financial, right? So, you know, I feel like you know about this with the 2 of Wands. Like you've seen their plan, you've understood what's happened here. And that's another thing that this portal could be helping us with, is to move through it and leave behind people that are just trying to cut you down and also possibly use you. I'm hearing the word gleaning. Now, gleaning is a concept. Look at it this way. Farmers, they grow crops, and this was something that was done, like you can read it in the Old Testament of the Bible. This has been done for, thousands of years, but gleaning specifically in this context is crops are grown, right? And then the foreigners were allowed to come in and glean the leftover crops, like the crumbs, basically. Jesus said, this is obviously many years later after what I'm speaking about here, Jesus talked about that even the dogs are fed the crumbs from their master. So I feel like you have a very kind heart. You kind of knew someone was like stealing from you, but you looked at it as a concept of gleaning. Like this person was coming in and like taking your scraps. But this is the thing, guys. They weren't scraps though. This is like the fresh This is, I mean, if we want to go biblical with it, like this is where the concept of tithing comes from. You give like the first of your income, which is what I did for many, many, many years. I no longer tithe like that, but I used to give 10% of my income since I was like a kid. So somebody, this is weird. Somebody could want you to tithe to them. And I don't think this is, maybe it's a pastor, but it's this concept coming through. It's the only way my brain knows how to like wrap around it. This could also be a concept of like they're taxing you and they have some sort of, they feel they have the right to take the first and best of the crops. A tithe is 10%, and you're giving the best and the first to God as an offering. That's the concept of tithing. So that you're giving like the best to God and God will give the best to you. Right? That's the concept of tithing. So I feel like this person, they could, if this is an outside person, they have a God complex. They think that you should be tithing to them from your income, from your ideas, from your energy. Wands are energy, wands are ideas. This could even be like, I'm seeing them coming, they're swiping through. It's this swiping motion again. First, it was the swiping, swipe or no swiping. They're coming in and they're cutting down the crops and stealing them before you even see it, I'm seeing. So you might think like, oh, I'm just letting this person glean from the extras. I have so much. But really what's happening is they're coming in and taking the best of the best and then pretending like the leftovers is the best of the best. Right? So this is an analogy. I'm also seeing, because this can be your ships coming in. So I'm seeing this coming in like mail. Like say the mailman, the mailwoman, however they identify, it's coming to your house. And they got a package for you or like Amazon or something. And this person's coming in and taking that package, taking that mail before you even see it come in. I'm even seeing something about like this person coming in and taking jobs from you, taking opportunities from you, taking people from you, which is really weird. Causing endings for you with the death card, causing people to walk away from you. This King of Pentacles, they're slick because they really do have a plan. This is premeditated. They see you as some sort of a wise, I'm hearing a wise counterpart. So for some of you, this is a partner. Maybe they're just really religious because I'm talking about tithing and stuff. I don't know. They have some sort of grandiosity that makes them feel like they have the right to get the first and the best of whatever you have. Right? And they've convinced you that you're just letting them have like the extras, but really it's not the extras. They're taking the first and the best. All right. So you're coming up as the Queen of Wands with the Three of Wands. The Queen of Wands with the Three of Wands, you could be a seer. You could be somebody that has visions and dreams. You see things coming ahead of time. Again, I'm seeing this person, they're coming through as a King of Pentacles, but it's with the Death card. So they're very, this person like works with the underworld. They work with the darkness. And I don't mean that in a positive or a negative way. I'm just saying they work in the shadows. You would never guess it from a King of Pentacles that they're in the esoteric, that they know about destiny swapping. They understand the concepts of energy harvesting, right? The Queen of Wands, she's kind of like openly witchy. Like people kind of know she's magical. People know she's like attractive and alluring and creative and outgoing because she is who she is, right? And with the Three of Wands, she's somebody that draws things into her. There's something about this person being very jealous of that you're able to just draw things into you, and they have to have these complex plans of attack are the words that I'm getting here. And they have to use all this reverse psychology to get you to like give up on stuff, walk away from things. I'm seeing them giving you like bad advice. For some of you, this is like This is some sort of a mentor or a father figure or a father, or I'm seeing this as a masculine energy. It could be a woman because, I'm picturing a woman in my life that took this role for me and was just more of a masculine energy. So, anyways, that's what I'm seeing here, guys. Just had to open up the message here. You're somebody who, with or without a portal, let's just be frank. Someone's name could be Frank. With or without a portal, you're calling shit in. You don't need no portal. But this is a cosmic moment to kind of draw in the things that have possibly even been kind of cooking in the background here with the Hermit. The Hermit, it's like you have a great balance here with the Queen of Wands and the Hermit. You know when to pull back and when to show out. So I feel like you've sniffed this person out. For some of you, it's like over with this person, it's no contact or whatever. For others of you, you've left this person a long time ago, and this is more of a mindset that you're still trying to work out, because this person or people, this could be a pattern, a cycle, a family lineage thing, where it's like it put into you some sort of poverty mindset. I'm seeing the Five of Pentacles, and that could be financial in a literal sense. That could also be like, I don't deserve love. I don't deserve long term, or I have to give even if I don't want to. Like, if I want to give an offering, if I want to give a donation, I give it. Before, and it was many, many, many years, it was at least 20 years that I consistently gave tithes. I even gave tithes off of my Christmas presents. Like, if Grammy gave me $1,000 for Christmas, I'd be putting $100 in the offering basket. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not somebody that believes that God, the universe, is a restrictor and a commander and a controller, right? Anything to do with God and the universe, it's free. So, whatever. I don't know why I'm teaching on tithing. I don't know what's going on with that. You could be battling old mindsets too, like how I'm doing right now. Like, that's something from my past. I haven't thought about tithing since like 2021 when I stopped tithing. So yeah. You could be like, it could even be the Mercury retrograde, guys. There could be old stuff coming up right now where you're like, I thought I worked through this. Like, I thought I was like good. There could even be stuff with like relationship issues here that are coming up where you're like, I want to be married. I want to be pregnant. I want to get engaged. I want to have a girlfriend, boyfriend, however they identify. But, maybe there's like blockages, or you don't realize that I don't know. There's a lot of ways that this is coming through here, but this is our chance to break through all of that by just leaving everything behind. I'm seeing like writing a letter of everything that's been challenging. Whether it's relationships, I knew I saw the Five of Pentacles. Relationships, a poverty mindset, insecurities, betrayals, right? All of that stuff. I'm seeing an image of like writing all of that down and then just letting it kind of flow down the water, like letting it just go, saying goodbye, and then walking through the portal into your new reality. All right, so there we go. I had to get my message out. For some of us, we're going to have some sort of an awakening here. It's going to be like a new life. It's like being born again, right? All right. 3 cards. Hope you guys are doing well. Have that list going and walk through that portal. And then we have the full moon in Aquarius one day after. So it's just a really great time to release things, to manifest things, to move. My throat's closing off. to move into just a new phase of life. All right. I'm seeing the number 7. Wheel of Fortune. See, I look at the Wheel of Fortune as karmic stuff. I also look at it as like, I take it literally, Wheel of Fortune, positive fortunes coming your way, good luck, a change in your fortune, like if you felt like you've had bad luck or whatever, it's like a change coming around. I literally saw the Chariot when I said the number 7. So here it is. Wonderful to have you, Chariot, blasting through obstacles. This is like the elephant that stomps through any resistance and just blasts through. So we have the 8, but this is the 7. It's like the 7 is what it requires to get to the 8. We need to blast through any obstacles and get through that portal. Because I'm seeing it this way. 1, 2, and 3. I'm smelling like a nail salon, and it's not because of my nails. It's that smell. Can you smell that smell? When no one is around you. Something about a nail salon here. It's like having some sort of an awakening or an enlightenment moment and going forward with all your heart, but then as you're doing this childlike thing of just moving past all this bullshit, let's just keep it snappy, it's like you get stuck. You start overanalyzing, overthinking everything instead of just blasting through. We just got to get into this proverbial car and blast through that portal. Yeah. All right. Card number 1, we have the 6 of Swords. Great card to get. This is a card of forward motion, and it has to do with the mental space, right? 7 of Pentacles does for me too. It can be analysis paralysis. It can be everything we started off with, right? The opening message having to do with overthinking things, thinking about past things, because these are all things he's experienced and grown and gone through, and he's thinking about it. He's looking over it. Now, it's a good time to think about, what do I want to leave behind and what do I want to put in the backpack? What do I want to take into the next phase, right? And what's better left phased out? Six of Swords, it's sometimes it can be a little bit of a bumpy ride, right? I'm seeing like strap in, it's going to be a bumpy ride. And I don't mean that in a negative way. I'm seeing it more like a roller coaster, like a ride at an amusement park. You know you're getting on the ride. You're not just like thrown to the wolves and like fighting for your life. This is the ferryman. Like you give the ferryman parrot. Someone could be like parroting you, copying you, talking about things right now, and it's making it hard to let this go because you could have a grudge against somebody who's talking bad about you, talking about your name, or copying you, stealing your stuff, and you could be like, what, am I just going to leave that behind? I would just leave it to the Lord. The Dark Lord, the Light Lord, whatever Lord, you know what I mean? So, yeah, they're going to take care of all of that. My copycat reading, copycat strikes again. They're bringing that up here. But what I was going to say is this ferryman, this is like the guy who takes the tickets. I'm actually seeing a Ferris wheel. So it's, for some, this has to do with, I think of Ferris wheels as karmic cycles. We had the Wheel of Fortune. There is going to be like a quiet before the storm where you're going to start out on the Ferris wheel and you're going to have a chance to kind of go around the circle, look at everything. You know, this is the process of the sifting and sorting so that you can properly grieve and move into the next thing. I'm seeing the 5 of Cups. This is my opinion. we talk a lot about manifestation, right? It's not going to happen unless we actually like process this stuff. And I'm thinking about like the ancient forms of grieving when a loved one dies. We had the death card before. Now, this might not be a person. It might be that King of Pentacles might be a person you're like leaving behind or whatever, a concept, whatever this is. Because for some of you, I feel like there's a new person here. You know, some of you are, even if it's in the future, something is becoming official here. And that is, no one can stop that, even if it is a little bit of a bumpy ride to get there. But we need to go through this process of grieving, letting things go, thinking through, because you are the authority. You are the God, right? You're the magician. You're the master of your own reality. So you can't fool yourself. You can't fool your system. You could be like, I'm going to manifest $1 million. But if you don't take the time, and I'm not making fun of anybody. Years ago, I read this book called The Midas Touch when I was like 15, 16 years old. And I was like, I'm going to be rich. And I've spent the last however many years working on my 5 of Pentacles, like money blocks and just the shit I've had to go through regarding money specifically growing up, in my own life, etc. Right? So this is my point. 7 of Pentacles, this is the Ferris wheel. We have a chance to kind of observe what is going on in here. This is like God, us, looking down on our own system. Within our own system, it's like opening up the system and looking at what's in here. What are these memories? What are these thoughts? What do I have going on here? And then identifying those. And from those things, identifying what we actually want. Right? If you want a 2 of Cups, be honest about that. Think about everything that's happened up until now with other 2 of Cups situations. And this is not to just re-traumatize yourself and trigger yourself. And this is not to cause you to go down some rabbit hole that takes you 7 years to move through with, you know, I'm not talking about heavy therapy work here. I'm talking about, I mean, this could take you 15 minutes, guys. Like, say it's about love. This is like, think about like your past 3 relationships and be like, okay, what happened there? What's stopping me from having that? And we can't, you know, control the universe. There's divine timing when it comes to people, especially. But I'm just saying, it's kind of like loosen up the soil. I'm seeing tilling the ground, kind of loosening up that packed down, dried down dirt. See, he's a farmer. He knows how to grow things, but there's this land back here that needs to be tilled. So we need to kind of dig this shit up. That's our moment on the Ferris wheel. That's our moment on the Wheel of Fortune, where we can unearth what's the reality. What do I actually want? This is not some pie in the sky bullshit that I'm going to make $1 million by 3 days from now when I walk through the 8-8 portal. And I'm not making fun of anybody. I'm just saying I'm a realist. I'm a Virgo. What's real? You know what I'm saying here? I love woo-woo stuff. I love it. I'm a 12th house stellium as well. So I have a good balance. But don't lie to yourself or lie to other people. This is a process. And I'm seeing the 5 of Cups again. For some of us, we do need to go through a grieving process and properly let something go with the Death card. Could be a person, could be a mindset, could be an old relationship, or the hardships that you went through with money that caused you to feel like you're never going to have enough, or some terrible trigger warning abusive relationship that made you feel like I'm never going to have a partner that just loves me and respects me and cares about me. That's never true. Not for one person on this planet is it true. Now, I'm not going to get involved with like karma with the Wheel of Fortune because some people need to learn lessons, right? But I'm talking about us today. I'm talking about people that are already looking. You're already observing. You already have these 7 pentacles. You're looking for the new pentacle. This is your 8th pentacle. See, this is the 7 again. 2 sevens, but then here's the one you were missing that's going to bring you into the 8 of pentacles. And that could even be, I'm seeing it like a Christmas tree, like putting the light, the star on top of the Christmas tree. So it like completes something, ironically enough. This portal can also be about completions. And like I said, we have the full moon in Aquarius, speaking of the star on top of the tree, because Aquarius is the star, literally the next day on the 9th. So there's a combo going on here of letting things go as well. So there is something here about this Ace of Pentacles, this it's official, could actually be about a completion or an ending. I'm seeing that divorce thing again. For some, it might seem kind of like a bittersweet thing. But for others, I'm seeing this could be the 8 of Pentacles. I'm seeing a new job for some. 8 of Pentacles can be mastering a craft. You could be going back to school. I'm seeing the Page of Pentacles, like, or taking a course or getting a certification or just working on something that you kind of put on the back burner because you're like, I don't have time for that, or I'm dealing with all this crap. And it's like, if this is something that matters to us to the point that we would want to put it on a list as something to manifest in an 8/8 portal, for example, then it's not a back burner issue. So we're back burnering ourselves. That could be part of this too that's coming up, is realizing as we're unearthing this shit and laying it out on the carpet, laying all these 7 pentacles out in front of us and looking at each one, observing each one. I would even recommend, what kind of helps me get in the mood for this sort of stuff is, I'm a person that takes a lot of pictures and clips and stuff. A lot of people do. A lot of people have pictures on their phone, right? Or on your old Facebook or whatever, your Instagram, whatever. Just browse through that. Like, just go back. Or actually, I should go like this. Just browse all the way back over the past however long and just let yourself kind of go down memory lane with the 7 of Pentacles. It's like being in that kind of meditative space of the Ferris wheel. How about them apples? Got a Ferris wheel on deck. I have an album called Ferris Wheel, but it's not under Honeybee. This is my new band that I started in like 2022. If you look up Ferris Wheel by Missy Gordon, you will see it on YouTube. I have like a cotton candy looking background. It's on my Missy Gordon channel, where I talk about the concepts I'm talking about right now, I think I put this album out, it might have been July of, I think, 2021, where I was going through a lot of this Ferris wheel-y stuff. We all always are, but that was a very specific time where I was literally going through the proverbial closet of like everything I'd ever gone through. And I was having all these prophetic dreams and stuff. And that's because I was opening the door for that. I'm a firm believer in, we need to open the door. Like, God, the universe, however you identify your higher power, they're not going to force you to do work. They're not going to say, hey, why don't you get those pentacles out? Why don't you get those pentacles out? Why don't you get those pentacles out? Even if they know that you have this new pentacle right here that could bring you into the 8 of Pentacles, into this entirely new paradigm. For some of you, it's a master thing, a mastery thing. Masters, maybe it's like a school thing, literally, but this could also be metaphorically, like getting your masters. See, number 33 is a master number. That's why I implement it. It's the master teacher specifically. There's something about master numbers here where you're becoming a master in something. And again, this could be literal, like you're getting your master's, you're going back to school. Or this could be like getting a certification that helps you become a better master at what you're doing. I'm also hearing the master copy. That's coming through again on that copycat stuff. You could have really felt, man, like you got drained to nothing. Like, I don't even mean with the copycat stuff that somebody copied you necessarily. As I explained in that reading, it's not necessarily about the copying itself. It's about the energy they stole. And we had that in the opening message, how the person would come in with the machete and cut down the fresh bamboo, take it for themselves. I'm seeing that as a metaphor for harvesting your energy. You could have just felt so drained and kind of like lifeless. Like, I don't even want to do the stuff I want to do anymore. Um, as an example, I'm talking about music, right? I've put out albums every year for many years. Like, I just kind of do it for fun, right? Um, over the past couple years, it's felt like almost impossible to put music out. Now, keep this in mind. Music for me, it's like breathing. It's like breathing underwater, really. um it's not something that is like a thing I have to try to do. Like, I would sit in my this is just an example. I would sit in my room with my guitar just like by myself and just like write music just for fun. A lot of the time I didn't even release the songs unless I put them out on an official album. I have so many songs that I just like never put out. So, this is my example. The last few years, I dealt with that energy harvesting thing like never before, to the point that I've had a hard time even putting my fingers to the piano, putting my fingers on the guitar. Like, I've had a hard time taking my pen to the paper and writing, where before it was like breathing underwater, but breathing nonetheless. And behind the scenes, I've dealt with stuff that I've never faced before. As they say, bigger levels, bigger devils. Yeah. So I've been in a training process. A lot of us have in our own ways. And that's part of this for me personally, is a reclamation of my own fucking energy. Because me not writing music, huh? Like, that would just be, it's like I wouldn't be myself anymore, sort of a thing. It doesn't like make sense. So you could have been dealing with something like that, where you could just be, I'm seeing the Five of Pentacles again, just going through a lot in your life, maybe even insecurities coming up to the surface that it's strange stuff. I'm hearing the word unorthodox. They're unorthodox things that's why there's the Seven of Pentacles here. As painful as it is, and it's not even painful, it's like, it feels like moving through tar or mud or muck or like something it's a lot of resistance. That's why we have this Chariot here. The Chariot can literally blast through any obstacle, and this is a spiritual vehicle. This is not a regular car. This is the time machine. This thing can blast through literally anything, even generations of trauma. It will blast through if you stand in the passenger seat of this car. And this guy, he is the magician. If you look at him, he's the same guy as the magician. So this is the magician. So this is the reality. We're the ones creating the manifestation. But we have these sphinxes here. They're guides. They're spiritual counselors, and they show us which way to go. So we're not alone. Wheel of Fortune to me is also like a compass. So it's not like we're out here blind. We're the only ones doing the work and we're the ones who have to make it happen. It's almost as if the universe gives us this seed and says, now you're a farmer. It's time to plant some new stuff. But what could be blocking us? Possibly fear of the unknown. I'm seeing like standing at the edge of a dock in the night, and you know how you hear like the sound of the water hitting up against the dock, and you see all those like dark moving plants in the lake and stuff, and it looks like creepy. I grew up going to Lake Winnipesaukee in New Hampshire. Very clean, beautiful lake, but every so often I would like jump too far down and I would touch those like squiggly things at the bottom of the lake and I'd be like creeped out. I thought like Leviathan lived in there. What stops us? That's what I'm trying to say here. Is this analysis paralysis bullshit? We could even be explaining things away for whatever reason, and it could be actually a subconscious blockage, and that's why I'm making this video, is to help us, because we're being given the seed and it's official. Whatever this seed is, if we plant it, that's the stipulation. We're the farmers. We need to be the ones to plant it. If we plant it, it will grow and it will come to pass. This boat can be a little bit scary. I'm seeing this ferryman coming up with like a crazy monocle, and like he's like a seaman. I'm seeing him, he has a long beard and get in. You know, he has kind of a gruff. It's funny. It's like we could feel that way. Like we're getting in some rickety boat in the middle of the night. We don't know where we're going. It's cold. But it's not going to be like that. It's not going to be like as hard as we think or as bad as we think or as, you know, some of us feel like if we go there emotionally and like start digging up this stuff so that we can manifest it and go through the process of grieving and letting go and identifying things like I talked about with the Seven of Pentacles. Once we do all that shit, once we pack the boxes, so to speak, then we can move. You're gonna leave all your shit in the old apartment, in the old house, and you're just gonna move to a new place and leave it all. You actually can't do that. It's illegal. You know what I'm saying? It's like, it's something like that. We're like avoiding. I talked about at the beginning something about attachment styles, didn't I? There could be something about abandonment issues, which to me is more of an anxious attachment. I almost said ancient attachment. It's an ancient attachment where you could have been like left behind in past lives. You could have even been somebody who was like a foreigner in another land and you had to like travel and live in another country, or you were shipped somewhere. I'm hearing shipwrecked. You know, we have a lot of crazy stuff in our past lives, right? That could be coming up here, that's subconscious. And this stuff is very spiritual. Stuff could be coming up from like past life regression work, hypnosis. And guys, I'm not talking about anything crazy. Like I said, this stuff gets overwhelming if we get too in there. At least for me, maybe I'm just speaking for myself, but I get real Virgo with it. I spend 6 hours out on my front porch and I look down at my phone and I'm like, I've been out here for 6 hours. Like trying to connect these dots and stuff, and I'm like, I gotta come back to reality. Like this is 212 house right now. I gotta Virgo out. I gotta edit my videos. Like, so I'm not saying you have to go ham like that. You could, because I've done a lot of self work that way. But this can be something about one thing. You know, we don't have to handle every single thing and manifest every single possible thing with one portal. We got a portal next year. You know what I'm saying? We got a lot of new moons coming up. But this could be a good exercise to just jot a couple things down in your phone, on paper, whatever. Could even be pictures. You could make a little vision board thing. I know people don't usually make vision boards in the middle of the year, but I'm a Virgo again. So I pretty much replan my entire reality like every new moon. I'm like, all right, so now here's the new manifestation. Here's the updated manifestation. I keep like a running list of my manifestations and I cross them off when they come through. And I've seen quite a few crossed outs in my day. So if you believe you will have it, all you need is the faith the size of a mustard seed. Mustard seeds are very small. I used to have a whole like vial of mustard seeds just to like when I used to teach about that. Jesus taught that all you've got to do is have a tiny little seed that believes that something is possible, and you plant that in the ground and it creates an entire empire for some of us. For some of us, it creates like, it draws in with the Three of Wands the perfect person for us, for example. Card number 2 is the moon. See, that's that like mariner. How do you say it? I'm not sure. I've never said that out loud. I've only typed it. But yeah. This ferryman, whatever, with the scruffy beard in the night, and like the wolves are like howling in the background, and you're getting on the boat, and but it's not like that, guys. It just feels like that because this is a metaphor for the subconscious mind that I'm talking about here. This is mind with the 6 of Swords, right? These are thoughts, these are memories. And it can feel scary, and things could come up that trigger us or that make us feel a certain way when we look over the grid, our timeline of our lives, right? But with the Chariot, this is the promise. If you get into this magic vehicle, you will overcome anything that comes up, right? You'll integrate it. You'll move through it. You'll move past it. It's like the Wu Wei. The Wu Wei is a concept that talks about the flow. The yin and the yang. Again, yin and yang coming through. So I feel like for some of you, this is like a love thing. So the yin and the yang, right? We have the white and we have the black. We know that with the little circles in between, symbolizing like the black circle inside of the white is showing that there's darkness and light, and there's light inside darkness. We have those concepts. So it's not just one way. It's not just light and dark. It's also the nuance of everything in between. But there's more. There's always more. The Wu Wei, it's that little squiggly kind of S in between. That's this. It's the ability to move through the obstacles, no matter what. Card number 3, we have the 3 of Pentacles. When you plant this seed, that's when the help arrives. I'm hearing when the student is ready, that's when the teacher appears. Again, for some of you, you're in a new time of learning. This could be more spiritual as well. You could be advancing spiritually in some sort of, I'm seeing like a special gifts program where you're like enhancing your, I'm seeing specifically something about a seer with the 3 of Wands, and I almost said the High Priestess, the Queen of Wands. The Queen of Wands and the 3 of Wands that we started off with. Now, there could have been somebody actually literally standing in your way of that in the past with that King of Pentacles, or it was a side of yourself that was more practical and was like, I'm getting too out there. I'm doing all this astral travel with the 3 of Wands. This is getting weird. I'm starting to feel out of body. You know, I'm scared I'm going to go into psychosis. What if I go out there and I never come back? Don't be afraid of your own power. This 3 of Pentacles is the same energy of these sphinxes. These are like spiritual. These are like the angels in the back room. That once the seed is planted and you have the faith as small as a mustard seed, your faith as small as a mustard seed has the power to move mountains. and cause spiritual awakenings that will change the way you see yourself in the world. It is a portal, after all. Kind of trippy in there. Never know what's going to happen when you walk through, when you get on this boat. Once you plant this seed, they will start bringing this manifestation to pass for you. And that's why the Queen of Wands is standing in the Three of Wands. It's a combination of doing the work ourselves. We're the ones driving. We can't just sit there and expect shit just to happen. I mean, sometimes it is that way. I've had that happen to me. That's like Empress vibes, right? Where you just receive from the universe. But with the Seven of Pentacles and the Ace of Pentacles equaling the Eight of Pentacles is the man who's sitting in his workshop creating and mastering his craft. What would be the point of life if you're just sitting on your throne doing nothing all day? You'd get bored. Some of the fun of life is the learning, is in the evolution of your craft, of yourself, of your own life. What can I achieve? What can I create? What can I do next? Where can I go next? Who can I meet? Who can I fall in love with? What can I build? So it's a back and forth, the yin and the yang, the masculine and the feminine, the receptive and the active, where yes, for a manifestation to happen, we do need to do some work, but we also need to be in the position of receiving. So once you plant the seed, we just leave it. All we've got to do is come in and water it just like we did all these other times. We already know how to do this, guys. We have 7 other pentacles, metaphorically speaking, that we've already created. This is just a new one. This is another one. And for some of you, it's a person. For some of you, it's going to be like a real King of Pentacles, that somebody you can rely on, somebody you can build with, somebody that they keep their word. They're like a long-term minded person. They do things the right way. They love you. Like the King of Pentacles to me is like a great grandfather. Like they're someone that believes in the 10 of Pentacles, a family legacy, even if you don't have kids. I'm just using it as a concept. It's somebody that believes in the long term, right? Like even if they're a single bachelor drinking their scotch in their lair, some Scorpio somewhere. Even if that's them and they're like 78 years old, they leave all their money to somebody that will work that money in a way that will continue the legacy. You know what I'm saying? It's just the mindset. Somebody like that could be a person that you're manifesting. So let's see in closing. I'm just going to go through and quickly. Yeah, there's that devil I saw at the beginning. 9 of Pentacles, yeah. Someone doesn't want to let you go, that old person or that old concept, right? Could be a concept that's blocking our clear vision, a belief system that we're not good enough, or, you know, who am I to think I could be a millionaire? Who am I to think I could have my own business? Or who am I to think that I could get my master's or my PhD? Or who am I to this or that? Or who am I to think I could have somebody that really loves me and wants to marry me? And you know, it's all that shit. Clarifying the 6 of Swords. We have the 6 of Cups. 2 6s. You could think like, you could be thinking back on your past as you're getting onto this boat. And you could be thinking, am I a fool to take this cup? Am I a fool to take this journey? This is something you've prayed for. Getting on that boat is something that will blast through the obstacles that we talked about before. Yeah, this is a new path here with the Lovers. For some, it is a lover. You're getting on a boat to like go meet some. I mean, some of you might literally be like traveling to somebody or they're traveling to you. Like there might actually be travel involved here. I feel like you're going back and forth for some of you. Should I get on this proverbial boat? The decision is yours with the emperor. Nobody, even God, the universe, like I said earlier, they're not going to force you, even if it is something positive for you. Even if all you had to do was press this button and you'd have $1 million transferred, wired to your bank right now. All you got to do is press the button. God's not going to tell you. God isn't going to force you, I should say. God will tell you. The universe will show you there's a button there with a big arrow pointing to it that says $1 million. Melissa Gordon underneath it. But they're not going to force your finger to press it. That's really the way to say it. Clarifying the moon could be subconscious fears or just the subconscious in general with the moon. Some of you might be afraid of your power, like I said earlier, or afraid of what's going to happen if you decide to go in a new direction. The seven of Pentacles can also be a change in direction, a pivot. The Seven of Wands, another 7. With the Four of Pentacles. Give me one more on that, please. Oh, look, we have the Emperor flipped over. That's funny. Just what is the Seven of Wands in relation to the moon? Help me see that. We have the Lovers. I'm hearing, who goes there? It's the pathway. This could be like the path less traveled sort of a thing. Like I'm seeing that mean guy at the docks again. And he's not mean. He's just kind of like gruff. I'm seeing him like, who goes there? And you have to like get on his boat in order to get to the new path, or for some to a new person or a new choice with the Lovers, like just a new path in general. And I'm seeing this mean man is an analogy for our fears, and that's why we block ourselves off, because we're like, I don't want to go there. I don't want to think about those past memories. I don't want to feel afraid or not know where I'm going, fear of the unknown, or it's like blocking. I'm seeing like no trespassing, a sign, and I feel like it's kind of almost like a test from the universe in a way. Like, do you want this? Because there's something about like you were given a password to tell the man. And, metaphorically speaking, it's something like that where you'd be coming up to this boat knowing. It's kind of like the concept of Lionsgate Portal. I'm sure we've all heard of it, right? 8-8. If you watch tarot or astrology, you're going to know about it here or there, right? It's kind of like that's the password is Lionsgate Portal. It's not some like secret esoteric information, but it is. Because when things are just kind of common and out in the world, it kind of makes it like, at least to me, it kind of makes it seem like less real, even though it's literally like all you've got to do is say Lionsgate Portal and that guy will take you through the portal. Like this is open and available sort of a thing. But there's an intimidation factor here because we're afraid of what this means, what it might mean when we get to the other side. This is like the past into the future. Like he's moving into the future. And then finally, we'll end on this with the Three of Pentacles. I just saw it go to 1 hour and it looked like 1,000. And there's that 8. Look. 6, 7, 8. Because 7, 8, 9. Celebration. And the angels are guiding you too. You're never alone. Yep, Chariot. Clarifying the 3 of Pentacles, we have the 2 of Wands in the reverse. Curious. With the Moon. This kind of looks like self-sabotage to me, like what we've been talking about. Like, I don't want to go there. I don't want to build that. I don't want to do that. Like, to me, I see the 2 of Wands as the planning stage of this plan that they're holding. So it's kind of like before we can even get to the stage where we have like the written out plan, going back to that 7 of Pentacles again, this could be like your manifestation list or what have you. You know, everybody's different. You don't have to write it down. I would just recommend it because words hold power and words are spells, right? I would recommend writing it if you can, even if it's like a quick chicken scratch doctor prescription level on a post-it note, you know, sort of a vibe. So I'm seeing this as out of fear with the Moon. Yeah, there's that 5 of Cups that we talked about earlier in the reading. There's sadness we're moving through. There's grief we're moving through. We could feel like we hit up against a wall. Like we have a good idea or a good plan, or like we want to go somewhere, we want to do something, but then we just don't leave the balcony because we're afraid of what will happen or what we'll find or how much healing we're going to have to do or how sad we actually are, how afraid we actually are, right? But there's the Fool. If we can just keep uncovering the layers, that's how we blast through with the Chariot. We get to that Fool, but we had to go through the Moon, which is over here. We had to go through a healing process or a time of silence and meditation as we're looking through these things, and then possibly a grieving and a letting go. I'm seeing somebody writing a letter to somebody and like burning it or letting it flow down the stream or flushing it down the toilet for some of you. I'm seeing you doing some sort of a cleanse there with an egg, something like that. Because for some of you, you got to get this shit out of your system, out of your aura, cleanse your aura, you know, clear your house with smoke. Let's just, in fact, just do a little something right now while we're here. Just kidding. Also gonna do a little dragon's blood. All right. Anything you can do. People are busy. You know, we have jobs, we have lives, we have responsibilities. We can't just sit in our beads and our robes all day, every day, playing our sound bowls. I mean, some of us can, and some of us, I love it. But I'm just saying, like, sometimes we've got to, like, get practical. And that's what I've perfected to a degree for my own self, is I try not to get too theoretical or too dreamy about stuff. I'm like, we got to actually make something happen here. You know what I'm saying? Because it's kind of like the same thing of writing down your New Year's resolutions, and people kind of don't really believe in that. Like, some people do, and you see some people start at the gym on January 1st, 2026, and some people, you'll see them there January 2027, but some you'll see them you won't see them there in February of 2026, in other words. And I'm not trying to be rude. I'm just saying that's this thing that I'm talking about today. It works if you work it. This isn't magic, but it is. But it's also very practical. Taking the time to actually like use our brains. Like, if I want $1 million, what are some ways I can get that? You know? If I want a partner, I'm going to just like work on myself and heal myself and, you know, get in my like goddess, God energy, love myself and attract that in, right? Like, we can do stuff while we're waiting, as an example. Like, this doesn't have to be so out there, is what I'm trying to say. It's possible. Our dreams are actually possible. So, happy Lionsgate portal. It's been Missy Gordon, the Meta Mystic here. It's always great to have you guys. Thank you for all your comments. I love to read what you guys have to say. Send in each and every one of you love. Thank you to those who support the channel through donations and super thanks and all that you do. If you want to book a personal, you can always email me. My info is down below. And remember, you can always listen to the Meta Mystic Show on Spotify and Apple Podcasts every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 9 a.m. EST. I love you guys. Happy Lionsgate, and I'll see you on the next one.